Yes, parents might be well-wishers. I might wish someone well, but if I do not know the very definition of wellness, I'll end up inflicting harm. And that's what most parents do. And respect is not something cheap. It has to be earned. Not that I want to disrespect you, but I want to respect you for the right reasons. The real spiritual thing is not respect but love. The algorithm very well knows that this content is meant to take people off these apps. So why would Instagram want you to watch me? The algorithms did whatever they could to stop me, and they are doing that to this day. If the battle is being fought on social media, that's where I have to be. Just no way any of these apps give us any kind of traction. We fight for every single view. I ensured I am big on social media at the cost of going bankrupt. So we bribe our way to your senses. You'll have to fight. There is great joy in fighting a real and tough battle. And as a young person, you should be up for it.
But I also wanted to ask more about, as an individual grows during their lifespan, as you said that now the life expectancy has risen up. We should take more time to educate ourselves so that we can make more informed decisions, which is more ideal for the world as well. I was wondering, when we grow up, especially in countries such as India, where I am originally from as well, a lot of us take preachings from our surroundings, from our parents, and we are perhaps, as you said, the truths that they tell us comes from their centers and their personal interests as well. Not that they are wishing ill on us or anything of that sort. But what I'm trying to really get to is that when you grow to a particular age, how do you grow your own personal sense of truth that kind of aligns with the universal truth, and get off the surrounding and the atmosphere that you've been put in since you've grown for so long?
You need to read a lot. There have been real well-wishers who have loved you much more than any relatives, including parents, ever can. Just that since we are not related to them by flesh and blood, so we don't honor them enough. You need to read a lot, and that would totally liberate your perspective. We are fortunate to be at a point in human history where there is enough and so beautiful accumulated literature. And you don't have to read everything. If you are attentive and smart, a few books here, a few books there, selected, curated reading. Obviously, continuous reading. It's not a course that you can get over within 6 months. It's a thing that you carry on with your entire lifetime. And if that remains with you, you won't be misled. See, this is one of the fallacies. Just give me a minute. You said, our parents are there, and then you were very careful to add the caveat, not that they wish us ill. You see, intentions don't matter. Intentions don't matter. Awareness does. I might wish someone well, but if I do not know the very definition of wellness, I'll end up inflicting harm. And that's what most parents do. Face it, please. You see, as young people, we'll be parents one day, maybe soon. So let's know this very well, that just by the dint of becoming a father or a mother, you don't get qualified to render advice. And it's not even advice often. It becomes, in India especially, in the global south actually, it takes the shape of compulsory directions. That too with a strong emotional undertone. If you don't do what you are wanted to do, then there is emotional disruption. No. You must know, first of all. You must learn from all your well-wishers. Yes, parents might be well-wishers, but there have been several others. Let there be an affinity beyond blood with the giants of mankind. It was not for nothing that they left behind their love, their advice for you. These are precious gifts. Accept them.
Yeah, I like this is also very relatable. I don't know if you noticed, but I brought up my dad a lot because my dad and I have these conversations all the time, and it's very easy to disagree with him. And I was wondering, because earlier you were talking about finding those close knits of people that you influence. But sometimes family is not always, and then you were saying, if there's someone you can't influence, move on. But family is not always someone you can move on from influencing because that's someone you are very closely associated with. So how do you balance, not necessarily convincing, but having discussions and agreeing to disagree, but also, putting facts first? Like, how do you do all that in a family situation with people you necessarily can't really let go of?
I'd like to add to this where I feel like a lot of times, especially when you're brought up in like a South Asian household, you are brought up in a way that you need to respect parents. Like it's a byproduct of that upbringing that it is understood and expected of you to respect them in a way that or revert them in a way that or like it's an unset expectation. So how do we manage that while also bringing this point home? Like it's just
If I don't have anything of much value to give to you, here, sitting here, as somebody who is consuming your time, as somebody who is positioning himself at least as a bit of an authority, if I know I don't have anything of much value to give to you, and yet I desire to command your respect, who am I to you? A well-wisher or an exploiter?
But with parents, the thing is that you are very emotionally attached to them. The idea of them being at a position to exploit you never really strikes because you're almost certain that they would never be in a position.
See. It's not about a person, it's about a principle. It's not that your particular parents or her parents or my parents are to be faulted. It's a principle. It's not about those persons. We start visualizing faces, particular faces, and then it becomes difficult. It's a principle. It's a principle that governs each one of us. Someone who has not bothered to deliberately, consciously, effortfully cultivate her consciousness will be in no position to offer any good, meaningful, useful advice to anybody. And respect is not something cheap. It has to be earned. It is not something that you get just because you produced a baby. And then you want the baby to. It's a very South Asian thing, by the way. You have to respect me. Why? Why? You had carnal interaction with a man or a woman, and out of that, I was born. Where is the question of respect in this? Not that I want to disrespect you, but I want to respect you for the right reasons. Just because I owe my DNA to you, that's not a good enough reason for me to respect you. Let me owe the purity of my consciousness to you, and then I will definitely respect you. Let childbearing and child raising be a challenge. Yeah, otherwise, it's very animalistic. Even animals, all kinds of mammals, they bear kids the same process humans do. Just that they spare their kids the burden of respect. You don't find a cow demanding respect from the calf, whereas the process is much the same. Please see that. What is the respect? Respect is a social construct. Respect is a power tool. Respect is a thing of authority. Respect is hierarchical. The real spiritual thing is not respect but love. I seriously dislike it when people offer respects. There is this thing called Shat Shat Naman, which in my vocabulary is an insult. They don't understand what I'm saying. Why is he so averse to respect? Because I want you to learn love rather than respect. Usually, respect is used just as a substitute, and a very poor one, for respect, for love. When there is no love, then you want to have respect. Please respect me. The real person does not want somebody else to respect him. Yes, if you want to offer something to the other, then in her own interest, you might want them to understand you. To want to be understood is one thing. To want to be respected is a totally different thing. As a parent, you are fully entitled to want to be understood. As a parent, probably you are offering something valuable to your kid. That's fine. You want your kid to understand what you're giving or saying. That's all right. But you're saying, no, Kashat Naman, that's not right. Bow down, touch feet, surrender even without understanding. No. Why do you need to respect me? I would be very happy if, when we conclude, you say you could connect with me, you could relate with me. There was a certain understanding. That would be so joyful. Instead of that, if you say, salutations, obeisance, and that happens in India. We roll at your feet, sir. What kind of perversity is that?
I mean, you're very big on social media yourself, and as a spiritual, and motivational speaker, how do you think having spiritual and motivational speakers on social media have shaped the trajectory of, just general education of the public? And do you think it's the right way to be teaching spiritual education?
I ensured I am big on social media at the cost of going bankrupt. What do you think? The algos took me there? No, they didn't. The algorithms did whatever they could to stop me, and they are doing that to this date. But one has to fight where the battle is. If the battle is the battle for minds, the battle for spirits, if that is being fought on social media, that's where I have to be. I cannot keep on wielding my sword somewhere by the side of a tranquil river when a battle is being fought somewhere else. But mind you, it was extremely difficult. That's why I said you'll have to fight the algo. We fought the algo. We are still fighting it daily. There's just no way any of these apps give us any kind of traction, at least in a relative sense. We fight for every single view. We pay for every single view. The algorithm, even if you happen to be a subscriber, the algorithm won't bring my content to you. Now there is AI, right? The algorithm very well knows that this content is meant to take people off these apps. If you watch me sufficiently long on Instagram, it's possible you might delete Instagram itself. So why would Instagram want you to watch me? So we bribe our way to your senses. You'll have to fight. But there is great fun in it. And it's not as if you'll really go bankrupt and starve. I'm in fact overweight, so it's not that you'll really starve. So There is great joy in fighting a real and tough battle. And as a young person, you should be up for it.